What's up creators, I hope you're doing well. This is a very quick video answering some questions regarding DaVinci Resolve and in particular color management. So Christian proposed the question, but I thought that some of you guys may be interested in hearing the answer. So Christian is asking, what happens when I'm using color management when I have several clips in my timeline shot with different cameras? What settings do I put in color management? So let's answer that. So creators, right here I have this project that you previously saw on my channel of Cortula, and as you can see we have loads of clips shot in S-Log3. These are desaturated with low contrast, low saturation, and we need to convert them into Rec. 709. But on the other hand, I've mixed in some of these clips with these drone shots which are shot in Rec. 709. These ones don't need real conversion from log. So in this case it's DJI Rec. 709, but it could be the case that you have S-Log3 combined with shot with Canon C-Log3 or Arri Alexa or D-Log from DJI. Maybe have a mismatch of different color spaces or different log formats. So let's go into color management and see what I would do. So I'm going to go down here into project settings, and in color management, then in color science, I'm going to select DaVinci Resolve YRGB color managed. I'm going to deactivate the automatic color management so we have access to the custom buttons over here. So first of all, input color space right here, what I would select is the most dominant color space on my feed. So for my case, most of my clips in my project, I'd say like 90% are shot in S-Log3. So I would select the most dominant color space on my feed, which is S-Log3. If you guys have more shots in Arri Alexa or in Red ProRes, then you go down here and select that if you want to. Then in timeline color space, you're going to select the color space in which you're going to export your files. So in this case, it's going to be Rec. 709A for me because I'm exporting for YouTube and I'm on Mac. If you guys are on Windows, you can use Rec. 709 Gamma 2.4. And then in output color space, you're basically telling DaVinci Resolve that you're going to take that S-Log file and then you're going to convert it into what? So I'm going to say Rec. 709A as well. So I'm telling DaVinci Resolve that all my files in my timeline are in S-Log3 as gamma3.cine, and it needs to convert them into Rec. 709A, and the colors that I'm going to look at when I'm color grading are in Rec. 709A. So I'm going to just move this panel aside to see what happens. Notice that in the background I have S-Log3, and I'm going to select save, and immediately all my files from my timeline that are shot in S-Log3 are going to be converted into Rec. 709A according to the values that I set in project settings. So all of these, they don't need any conversion. Now we can further tweak them, correct them, and color grade them. But what happened to the files from my other cameras? In this case, my Rec. 709 files from my drone. We can take a look at them and notice how they're very contrasty. They look terrible because DaVinci Resolve is treating them as if they were shot in S-Log3, and these files didn't need any conversion really, and they look terrible. And this is the case for Rec. 709 files, but maybe you have Canon C-Log3 and it looks also horrible. So what you need to do right here with the remaining files that you need to be converted in a different manner is select them in your band of clips. If you don't see this band of clips, you can go up here and select it in your left corner. Sometimes, depending on the version, is at the right. So you can select it so you can see the clips and transition from one to another. You can select the clip or clips, right click, then you're going to select input color space. And right here, I highly suggest for you guys to select same as timeline if you're in Rec. 709 files. So for example, these drone shots, I'm going to change them into Rec. 709A, which is the setting that I selected over here in my project settings into Rec. 709A, so I'm changing them into that value. But let's say that this shot was in Fujifilm log. So what I would do is input color space. I'm going to go and search for the corresponding log format. So Fujifilm F-Log, and I'm going to select it. If they're shot, let's say with red, then you can go ahead and red and select the corresponding color space. But in this case, these drone shots are already in Rec. 709, so I'm just going to change them into Rec. 709A as selecting same as timeline. So if you are using color management and you have different files from different cameras and different color spaces, you will have to go selecting them and changing the color space manually so they're converted correctly. Now, another thing that happens is that some of you guys know the option of using bypass color management. And bypass color management, as you can see right here, you can select right click and then bypass color management, and it will revert the file into its original color space. Now this works for Rec. 709 files, but I highly recommend you guys to not use this option. Why I don't recommend you to use this method is because right here you're looking at the colors from the original file. You're not looking at the colors that you selected in the timeline's color space over here at project settings that I selected Rec. 709A. So what happens if you select bypass color management is that when you export your file, it's going to be exported into Rec. 709A and it's going to look different to the original file. So you're going to see a slight tone shift, and this isn't correct, guys. You need to work with fidelity of color. So what I'm going to do instead of using bypass color management, I highly suggest you guys to, in input color space, just select same as timeline. Now, take a look at the colors right here in the histogram, take a look at the colors in the clip, and notice what happens when I deactivate bypass color management. Notice how the colors changed and also in the clip. Why? Because now this clip is being converted into Rex 9A and we're looking at it in that color space. So now we can go ahead and edit, and we'll be sure that the colors that we're editing are going to be the same once we export it. If you select bypass color management, there's going to be a slight tone shift. So just as a recap, in color management, in input color space, I select the color space most dominant on my timeline. Then I go ahead and select each of the clips which are shot in a different color space and select manually the input color space correct for that clip, and also omit using bypass color management. So there you have it, guys, a very specific question, but sometimes it's easier to make a graphic video rather than trying to explain myself in the comments section with complex subjects like these ones. So I hope you liked this video. If you achieved some knowledge out of it, can you please give a like, subscribe, all those things. And if you want to support me, consider purchasing a preset or a LUT from my LUT shop over here. And that's a great way to edit in a faster manner, and in the process you can support me. Other than that, you can also find over here my Patreon if you want to go above and beyond. And if you can't, don't worry guys, I'm Tony Fuentes. Cheers to all of you, and I'll see you in the next one.